Hey there, beautiful people. Irish Mike here with DNA and Keen on Fitness. So, just wanted to have a little chat with you today. Little real talk and just kind of expectations of trainers. I know there's a lot of stigma out there on trainers with regard to like they're all a bunch of dumbass meatheads and they're just out to get your money and don't give a shit about the actual person. Or don't give a shit about your results. I would obviously beg to differ that, just because of what we do here. Obviously, I would like to think we don't fit that bill. We don't fit that stigma, that expectation that some people have. Like myself, for example, like we all go through these patches where nutrition isn't the best and we're not training as often as we should and we don't get the results that we're necessarily looking for, and there's multiple different reasons for that. I can give you 10 excuses off the top of my head, whether it's kids, house, cars, you name it. There's always excuses that you can make, and they're excuses at the end of the day, but these are things that come up that we're constantly battling. They're things that we're always trying to get through. And that's okay. The only problem is when we get into these ruts, our health declines. And the issue with that, when our health declines, our confidence declines, and when our confidence declines, our sense of action, we don't want to do as much as we typically would or need to do in order to get to where we want to be. So there are two reasons for this inaction. One is typically guilt, which kind of perpetuates the cycle, and then the other one is worry, which freezes us, stops us from doing anything. So what does guilt and worry do for you? Nothing. Guilt and worry does absolutely nothing for you. Guilt is basically shit that's happened in the past that you feel like you should have done differently, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's in the past, and it freezes us. It stops us from doing the things we need to do to get to where we want to be. Then we have our worry. When you worry, you're worrying about shit that hasn't even happened yet. So in some respects you don't have any control over it, and in some respects you do. So if you don't have any control over it, what's the point in worrying? And if you do have control over it, what's the point in worrying? So you have those two things. So I find I get into those kind of ruts where I'll have a little bouts of depression, I'll have bouts of worry and guilt because I didn't do what I should have done over the weekend. I should have trained more. I should have not eaten that shitty food or drank that many beers or whatever it might be. And I found by setting goals and then just forcing yourself to do whatever it is that you need to do, whether you feel like it or not. Because there's going to be days that you don't feel like it, but sometimes you just have to get up off your ass and do it. You just have to get up and move, get up and do something. So trying to do something for yourself every day, whether it's actual training, whether it's making sure your nutrition is on point, whether it's meditation, going for a walk, doing something that's progressing you towards your goal, do something that's going to help you at least build momentum, something that's going to move you forward. Because if you don't do anything, then you get into that cycle of guilt and worry, and it doesn't help anybody. So another great thing to do is, when you're in these ruts, is do something for somebody else. Because when you take the focus off you and put it on somebody else, then you can again start to develop that confidence in yourself again. And these are all kind of things that I've talked about before, but I just want to reiterate it, because it's not just our clients that have these issues. We have these issues as trainers too. Like being in the fitness industry, it takes 5 years of consistent training. This is based off psychology. It takes 5 years of consistent training to actually make this a lifestyle. 5 years of consistent training to make it a lifestyle. That's a long time. I haven't been doing this professionally for 5 years as my number one source of income for 5 years. So I'm still battling with this. I'm still trying to make this my lifestyle. So don't feel bad if you feel like you fall off the wagon, then you fall back on, or you jump back on, you fall off, and so on and so forth. That's perfectly okay. But once you're trying to do something that pushes you to the next level, something that's going to help you progress. That's what it's all about. It's just progression. So if you can just focus on your health, if you can focus on, okay, I'm going to make sure, whether I like it or not, I'm getting into the gym. I'm doing this. I'm going to go to the gym. Or even if you don't make it to the gym, do some push-ups, go for a walk, go for a run, do some sprints, do something. Because it'll elevate you. It'll help you on your way. And the harder you work in the gym, the harder you work every day, the better your health will be. And the better your health is, the better everything else is in your life. People say, what's the most important thing in your life? And people say, well, family, money, health. Health has to be the number one. Because if you're not healthy, then all the other shit doesn't mean anything. You can't make money. And you can't take care of your family if you're not healthy. So try to focus on your health first, and all the other things will fall into place. So again, just going back to the whole reason I started this video was basically, when you think about going to a personal trainer, if you think about getting some help, we're not all these meathead assholes that have no idea what you're going through. We know what you're going through. We go through it ourselves. It's not all a piece of cake for us to just go ahead and be this naturally fit person. We have to work at it every day. Just like anything else you need to be good at, you got to work at it every day. So if you need help, don't be afraid to ask us, because we're going through the same shit. So I hope this helps. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and have a wonderful week. Go kick this week's ass. Bye.